aim of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was to restructure of Indian economy and reorganize the social system. That was the basic his concern. And he expresses his views in time to time. He says that we are in a contradictory situation. In one side we are equal in politically, but what about social and economics? So what inequality is there? And then how to address these issues, how to solve this? We know all that he was not supporter of any extreme views. He was against the totalitarian system. Similarly, he was against the full free capitalist economy. So his idea was that a regulated market economy. And in such economy, the government's role is very important. The government's policies are very important. And in our constitution has given the directives, what way we should lead the nations. We need the growth, but what type of growth? Who will beneficiaries of this growth? And then, if we analyze on basis of that, then we find that policies are not following our directive principles. Now, time is very limited, so I will just take one or two policies. One is the fiscal policy. Fiscal policy in economics is very important. And now in that, under this policy, that we have the budget. The government of India, the parliament, those are power, they have to present the statement of revenue and expenditures. That we call the budget. And then this budget is very important tools in the hands of government. Government can reduce the regional imbalance. Government can reduce the income inequality. Government can strengthen the education system, the health system. And then government can make the country to go fast, provides us facilities. Then what Babasaheb says about the budget, he criticized the British government. His observations was that the British governments, their tax systems that was the injurious system. There were more burdens on the common peoples to the indirect taxes. And subsidies were given to the rich people, to the landlords, to the planters, and such wealthy people. He was saying that government, when the economy grows, government should try to increase the revenue. Increase the revenue. How to increase the revenue? Government should tap the new sources of income. Bring that under the income tax. Government should so that some sectors are not taxed, particularly in India, that agriculture, it is not taxed under the Income Tax Act. And that time also there were some farmers who were earning huge amount. Today also there are some farmers who are earning crores of rupees, but there is no tax on that. So his concept was that those peoples are earning more income, they should be taxed. That means tax should be a progressive tax. That was his concept. Now what we see today, see our tax today, the tax GDP ratio if you take, you will find that it is less than 11%. Direct, indirect taxes, less than 11%. Though our budget is near about 20 lakh rupees. Tax collection is very low. In other country, the tax collection is much more. And Babasaheb says that when you want a development in developing country, you have to raise the revenue. You have to see that which sectors are exempted from the tax. This is one thing, that our collection is less. Secondly, we give the huge subsidies that we call the tax revenue impact or indirect subsidies. Government gives subsidies to the industries, to the traders. Now, how much is the amount of these subsidies? In this year, the total subsidies are given 6,11,128 crores. That means from your total collection, near about 60% tax you are given exemptions. So our tax system looks that it is a progressive, but in practice it is a regressive system. And where you are given the exemptions? In which industry? I will give there are number of industries. Just example of 2-3 industries. The jewelry industry got the exemptions 61,126 crores. 61,121 crores. Now those who use the jewelries, ornaments, they are not the poor. The jewelry makers are not the poor. Then why government gives so much subsidy to that? Secondly, government has given the subsidies to the petrol sectors. It is about 41,000 crores. Then the motor vehicles, small cars, it is 18,260 crores. So all these industries are not in the essential productions industries in that sector. So government gives the huge benefit, huge concession to the industrial sectors, to the trader sectors. This is the one way. And on the main, you can say the media, it is not discussed on this. There is no discussions on that. So one way we are giving the exemptions as large extents. Instead of giving so much amount to these people, if government would have spent that amount on health service, on education, on the employment, empowerment of the people, infrastructures, security, housing. Babasaheb was demanding at that time there should be a scheme of rental housing colonies. Government should create such type of colonies where the people will get accommodation on rental basis. So the people who are coming from village area in urban, in the cities, big cities, they do not find their home. So they get that home in there at low cost, low rent. So that system would have developed, but in our country, that is totally neglected. Then this is the system of your collection. Then where we spend? What is the expenditure side? Babasaheb says that the expenditure should be more on development item. That time government's expenditure was more on non-development activities. The defense, administration, interest payments, subsidies, that was a huge amount. And if you see the today's budget, you will find the same thing, that we have our expenditure highest on the defense, on the subsidies, administrations, interest payment, huge subsidies. So for development purpose, our expenditure is the minimum. And then which sectors suffer because of that? I'm just giving some of the sectors, few sectors. Suppose agriculture. We talk so much thing about agriculture. We will increase double income, we will do this, that, so many things. What is allocation of fund for development of agriculture? Just 47,000. Whereas you are giving so much subsidies to the jewelers. If you count the farmers who suicide in 1 year, their number is more than who are engaged in the jewelry business. Then who is important for us? When we talk so much thing about Babasaheb Ambedkar, and we are deviating from these policies. He was of the opinion that to build the people, to spend more on the people, if the person becomes strong, the nation will become strong. You are keeping the people dependents. They are not getting education, adequate education, health facilities. What is the expenditure on health? It is just 1% of the GDP. 1,51,000 including health service, your educations and other child's related activities in that 1%. And so our public education system is very weak. And because of this system, though our enrollment rate is increasing, but dropout rate is also not controlling. It is very high. So the children are leaving the schools from the 4th standard, from the 7th standard, 8th standard, 10th and 9th, 12th standard. So our GER, general enrollment ratio, is the lowest ratio in the world. And if so many people are uneducated, what type of job they will get in this competitive economy? Then why you are not spending more fund on the strengthening of the public education? Babasaheb was saying that education should not become the commercialized activities. Now today, it becomes earning a source of income. And therefore, the poor people are not getting education, which is the quality education, and when they are not getting quality education, they do not get the quality job. The health is the most neglected sector. Very, very low expenditure on health. And whatever amount is spent on that, more than 80% goes in the salaries of the doctors and that nurse and other staffs. Near about 12% goes on the furniture, all the equipments. Hardly 7-8% they spend on the medicines and all that. So you visit any public hospital, KM hospital, JJ hospital, any hospital, you'll find that the bandage is not there, saline is not there, medicine is not there, nothing is there. The people, the patients are much more because we have not built up more hospitals. We have not built up more hospitals. Like a KM hospitals, how many hospitals in 60 years we have built up? Then you'll find the patients are on the cot, patients are under the cot also. No hygiene. So in one side, those do not have the money. They are dying without medicine. And what we are doing, we are encouraging the public-private partnership. That government gives concessional land, government gives free water, electricity, tax holiday, everything to the hospitals. And they say that after our completion, we will give 20%, that means bed, to the poor people. Now you visit any hospital, go Bridge Candy Hospital, Kokilaben Hospital, Seven Hill, any hospitals, they will not allow you to enter without depositing the money. And in that hospitals, they get all type of facilities. Even in some of the hospitals, there is a beauty parlor, there is a spa systems. So those who have money, they get a 5-star treatment. Some of the people, wealthy people, go just there to take the rest. Because comparatively, in other countries' costs, ours are the low-cost expenditure. So in one way, those who have money, they get a very good treatment. And those who have not money, they are dying without the medicine. So why? So Babasaheb said that is the essential thing. Government should provide. Government should make the health system very strong system. Government should make an education system is the strongest system. Give free education to all. Instead of giving benefit, concession, indirect subsidies to the industrialists, to the trader, you spend that money on the people's welfare. People's health generation, the education generation, make the people strong, your nation will become strong. While keeping 40% children in malnutrition, while you see, we are saying that India is now the young India, but the 30% people from the young category are illiterate, 100% illiterate. That survey is conducted by the TIS. Ramaya is here. So the situation that we are talking one thing and we are doing another thing. So what Babasaheb was expecting to reduce the defense expenditure. But this expenditure is continuously increasing after our independence. So anyway, that the first budget was introduced in India by James Wilson in 1861. Now today's budget, a Jetli's budget. If you see the principle, at that time, the highest expenditure was on non-development activities. Today, highest expenditure is on non-development activity. The heavily taxes were imposed on through the indirect taxes on the common people. Today, the common people, they bear the most burden of the government expenditure. So what is the principal difference? What changes we have made in the so many years? Our policies are not addressing the actual issues of the people. And that is the reason that poor are remain poor. Now our industries, how many are the total industries in India? Now in last year, those who have paid the income tax, that means file the return file, their number is 5,82,889 total industries. Out of that, the public industries are 218. Public industries are 218. So the public sector is gradually declining. Now Indian economy is becoming a capital economy. Near about 80% share is the private sector shares. Now we have no problem if the capital economy is a true sense a capital economy. But in our country, we do not find here is a true capital economy. In our country, we have the caste economy. You see that a particular sectors who are dominated. You see the jewelry markets, who control that market. You see the share markets. You see that any trading market, cloth market, wholesale traders of the food grains, any market, you see the industrialists who are there. So, Babasaheb Ambedkar, from the 1918, advocated that we should be industrialize more, decentralizations of industries, allow newcomers to come, but we find the same industrialists are expanding their industries in more than hundreds in numbers. And they get only the benefits. Newcomers are not allowing to come. If you request the private sector that, okay, now public sector is declining, so allow us to get job in the private sector, give some reservation in the private sector, they say no, the quality will decline. When the underprivileged people, the backward class people, employees in the private sector, the quality decline, then why you are not proving your quality in the international market? What is the share of India in the world market? Hardly 1%. You are not improving your quality. You are not expanding your business. You want only the government benefits and enjoying all the leisures. So this is the injustice. Government should give more concession to the common people. They allow them to come in the industrial sector. So that is not happening. So what Babasaheb Ambedkar's objections of the British government was that time, still today the objection is remain there. We are not spending on employment generation. On the contrary, we are withdrawing. Government is withdrawing from the employment guarantee. Babasaheb has built up so many laws, welfare laws. We are withdrawing now from that. Government is withdrawing from the education. Government withdrawing from the protections of the social protections. If you are withdrawing from that, then you have to build up the people. Make the people strong. They will find their way. But that also you are not doing. You are keeping them dependence on the few peoples. So this is a totally contradictions. Now another one point I would like to say that the scheduled caste component plan, scheduled tribe component plan, these plans were started from 1980 onwards. The government found that India is growing. India is growing, it's true. Your GDP is increasing, per capita increasing, the small cars demand is increasing, the gold's price are increasing, still the demand is there. Foreign direct investment is increasing. Foreign institutes are coming here to invest. So this macro indicator shows that India is growing. Yes, India is growing. But whose growth is that? India is growing and India give the turn and go off. That means those are the backward class people, you can say now in today's term, the Bahujan class, SC, ST, OBC, they are sidetracked, and India is growing. The mechanism of this country is this. If you see, if you are from village, if you see the village, what is the system in village? You see, in the east side, there are the SC, STC people's quarters are there. North, there are the tribal peoples. South, there are the OBC people. Center and some west, there are the general peoples and one or two house of the Brahmins. All the land controlled by these people, the business controlled by these people, productions controlled by these people. So all the assets are controlled by these people. And these all classes, SC, ST, OBC, they are the service provider. The SC, there was cleaning job. The OBC, they have that chamba, sutar, lohar, all these things. They are the service provider. So in this model, this is the model we call a self-supporting village. This is also, we say it is a Ram Rajya. But in Ram Rajya, where is justice for backward class people, the lower caste people? And therefore Ambedkar say in village, nothing is there for the development. And though you should come to the urban city, in the cities. So a scheduled caste component plan was introduced from 1980 because these peoples are remain there. Those who get education very hardly, they are coming up. But remaining all the majority peoples, they are there. There is the one report, National Sample Survey 55 round, some years before. Now, that survey revealed that from 1991, the India is growing. But who got the benefit? And he says that development is reflected in the urban area. That report says the growth is reflected in only cities, urban area, not in rural area. Then who are in rural and who are in urban? That report says that 92% scheduled tribe people live in the village. 80% scheduled caste people are live in the village. 78% people, they are living in the village, OBC people. So 92 to 78 people are out of your growth. They are not part of your growth. So that is the report, government's report, National Sample Survey. Again, that report revealed that the per capita expenditure of one person per. So average expenditure is 1,055 rupees per month. And nowadays it is increasing. It is a average. But general people's expenditure is 1,300. OBCs is 855 something. ST is something 600 something. SC is below to that. So again, you will find a graded inequality. SC are the lowest, then the ST, and then the OBC, and then general. So today or tomorrow, you have to address these issues. Otherwise, we're talking on equality and all these things, it's become just a talk. Nothing is there. So therefore, this fund, Scheduled Caste Component Fund, Scheduled Tribe Component Fund, that should be used only for their people's development. Now in this budget, what is the allocation? It is 38,833 crores for the scheduled caste. If you consider that a percentage of the total expenditure, it is just near about 2%, 1.96%. And scheduled caste allocation is 1.21%. And again, that is the notional allocation. The actual budget, it is not there. That concerned ministries are not relieving the funds. And then lastly, that funds are diverted to the other sectors. These budgets, where to spend? Where to spend? The directives are given by the Finance Commission. They should spend on the education, their individual development, building their education, human capital development. That amount should spend on the employment generation to start some industries by these people, some trading by these people. And that amount should spend on their bastis, the localities where they stay. That on the three items, that should be spent. How we are spending that amount? I am giving you 2-3 heads. You see, Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana, 162 from scheduled caste component. Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, 147 from the scheduled caste component. Child labor, 20 from the scheduled caste component. Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana, 357 from scheduled caste component. Then rural housing from scheduled caste component. Pradhan Mantri Watershed from scheduled caste component. Then integrated power generation from the scheduled caste component, 655. Then Department of Social Justice, 2,791 crores. See, these programs are generally addressing the poverty elevation programs. But our concept is that that money should be spent only for that particular category. So we allocate the fund, but not spending to build up the life of these people. That is the problem that we have in today's. And then, in the scheduled caste component plan, what are the problems there? There is no effective monitoring authority. The allocations were not given as per the directives. The funds allocated were not budgeted. Fund allocated less than 50%. That means there is one concept that that fund should be allocated as per the professions of these people, scheduled caste component and scheduled tribe component. But they are allocated less than 50%. Then funds were not on priority sectors. Funds were not on priority sectors. So in one side, we are making so many policies. We are showing that we are doing so many things, but actual practice, we are not doing that. And therefore, we say then poor are remain poor and rich are becoming rich and rich. So the Babasaheb Ambedkar was expecting that through the democracy, these issues should be addressed by the government. Government should follow the directives principle to making the policies. And government should see that these people will become part of the mainstream of the development. They should not keep just on the dependence on the someone else. So that was expected by Babasaheb Ambedkar, but still it is not implemented. Babasaheb's policy, that reorganization, you see, the people says nowadays that what he was talking about agriculture is not viable now. He was talking long back. But you see, when he was talking about, 10 minutes are there, when he was talking about that is agriculture, to measure what is economic holding, he used the method input-output method to measure the economic holding. So he says that economic holding means the input, what is the cost of production, and then what is the productions. If the cost is less and production is more, it is economic holding. If the production cost is more and production is less, it is not economic holding. And today's farmers' problem is the same. So the same concept later on developed in America, that is the Ragners and some other economists, input-output. They got the Nobel Prize. Babasaheb was saying that in agriculture sector, there is excess manpower. There is a disguised unemployment. Huge people, they are idle laborers. And idle laborers is the liability on the government. And therefore, the solution not in that. Solution is that government should increase the industries and absorb these excess people in the industries. So this concept is developed later on Arthur Levi's economist by his model, that is a dual economy. And he saw the same thing. He got also Nobel Prize in 1954. Babasaheb was saying that the government should spend more on the people's development. Spend more on education, health, their employment security, their housings. People will become strong. Your nation will become strong. The same thing is talking by Amartya Sen. He got the Welfare Nobel Prize in 1998. So Babasaheb Ambedkar was the original thinker of this nation. He analyzed very scientifically and minutely the problems India is facing. And he come with the solution. But the problem is that we are not following his solutions. You name the issue, you name the problem, you will find the solution in Ambedkar's ideology, in his philosophy. Any problem. So he was very much relevant at that time, and he is very much relevant in today. But we should not take Ambedkar as a sake of name that we are doing something. We should follow the policy, we should follow the directives given by Ambedkar, and only then we'll find that in India there will be inclusive growth, sustainable growth. Without that, there is no any hope. He come in the 2 minutes I will take. He come in the last, because he was convinced that through this method, Indian agriculture system will not change. And therefore, he was expecting that government should follow the collective system. Now we are in dilemma position. You want a collective farming or a corporate farming? Now the farmers who are the small farmers, marginal farmers, they are more than 75%. The farmers who do not have the irrigation facilities, these farmers are selling their land and becoming the laborers. Second way, government increasing the land acquisition for the sales on the name of sales, special economic zone. So tomorrow, India will have a corporate farming. And corporate farming will be more harmful to the common people. And therefore, Babasaheb said, if the government fail to interfere in that, the private sectors will come. They will have then the dictatorships. And therefore, government should follow the Babasaheb's concept was collective farming. Now, yesterday, the chief minister also agreed with this. Yes, Babasaheb's concept we should follow. If it is followed, it is not followed, but if it is, what the benefits we get? That means just assume these benefits are assumed. That is the maximum, that means optimum use of land. Today, near about 50% land is not cultivated. There are a number of reasons. So if it is taken by government and given for people for cultivation, the maximum use of, the optimum use of land, number one. Then, by using the good technique, advanced technology, your productions will increase. The Babasaheb given us policy, the irrigation policy, when he was a labor minister, and that time his project was called the multi-purpose project, that his views were that the water is coming, rainfall is coming and going. Because of excess water, people are dying. Because of no water, people are dying. So his opinion was that we have to hold that water, increase the dams, canals, and through water should be a national property. Water should be national property. And therefore, the government should divert that water where it is more necessary. All the farmers will get water for irrigations. All the peoples will get water for the drinking potable waters. There we will able to produce the hydroelectricity, navigations, transport from the water, canals and that, rivers. And then employment will be more generations. So that was the multi-purpose projects, which was introduced in 1943-46. But still we are not implementing that projects. There will be more industrializations. The excess labor of farms will be absorbed in the industrial sectors. So these are economic benefits. What are the social benefits are that? That the land-related exploitations will go, because the governments will take over that land. Today, the land-related exploitation is much more. And these people who are suffering, they cannot leave that place because they have no alternative. So they have to bear all these things. So that will complete stop. Secondly, the modern techniques will be used. Because of using the modern technique, our total productivity and productions will increase. Social harmony will be maintained because people will live together. The village system will go. And towns and some cities will develop. Good education, good health facilities, transport, infrastructure, all these facilities are possible to develop if we consider Babasaheb's model for the development. Now in India, we have implemented, used many models. Nehruvian model, Gandhian model, Western countries model. But all these models are failed. Now is only turn of Ambedkar's model. If you want to survive, you have to now accept the model of Ambedkar for economic development. Even our communist system is also failed to understand the internal contradiction of our economy. So friends, ultimately, we have to see that Babasaheb's model, Babasaheb's approach, Babasaheb's policy, his philosophy will solve the problem of this nation. Only the need is that we have to understand that, we have to adopt that, and we will see that the changes will take place.
And again, we are talking here about Ambedkar's thoughts and Ambedkar's philosophy and his civilization. And so in Gandhi's concern, actually Gandhi was imposed, or there is a Mahatma, or you can say Rashtrapati, etc. We don't have any such type of a statutory position as a Mahatma, Rashtrapita. Gandhi was imposed, it is because Gandhi support the Varna system. And this Varna economy is against the development of the lower caste people. And that is the reason that Ambedkar opposed to Gandhi. And so unnecessary, why we create such problems? So Ambedkar is Ambedkar, you judge the Ambedkar on his policy, on his legacy. And Gandhi's policy was the different policy. You see, the problem of caste, how you feel the problem of caste is depend upon your location. If you are from the privileged class, you don't mind that the caste system is there. You say it is good. But the person belong to the lower caste community, and he who suffer because of caste, he will revolt against the caste system. So that to understand the issue, that we have to see what is the perspective of that. Gandhi is the Gandhi. Gandhi's philosophy is totally failed in nowadays. Now Gandhi was saying to go village. What is there in village? Babasaheb says that in the village, the touchables are majority, untouchables are the minority. Touchables are holding all the assets, all the equipments, and untouchables are the assetless. They are the rulers, touchables are the ruler, untouchables are the serf, slaves. And in such economy, what is the scope of development to a common people? To a downtrodden people, underprivileged people, scheduled caste people. So that idea has gone. Now we should talk on the modernization, we should talk on the more industries, we should talk on the more modern equipments, universal modern equipment, and see that the fruits of growth will reach to the lowest class or at the bottom of the people. So we should not dilute this problem. So Ambedkar is Ambedkar, Gandhi is the Gandhi. Thank you.